Evening, everyone. Welcome to the CBSE Board Exam Preparation Strategy Series by GuruQ. We'll be starting. Hi, Twinkle. Hi, Ms. Chalak.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm also fine.
Yes, before we start the science part, I would be just briefing the audience about the strategy series and what are we going to cover today.
Okay.
So, as we all know that CBSE Class 10 board exams are about to begin, like from 15th February, the exams will be beginning. So I'm sure that all of the students are in full swing with the preparations. Many of you must have completed the preparations because of the keyboards and everything and must have started their first revision, second revision. So today we'll be covering the subject science. Science needs a very strategic way of preparing because it is considered one of the toughest subjects when we talk about the board exams. But I'm sure that a focused study plan and effective way of writing the exam will ensure that the students is the subject. It might require a little more practice and effort than the other subjects like English or social science. But we are sure that today the simple and easy to follow tips that we'll be sharing with you, it will help you to score high. We have with us Ms. Jhalak Gupta. She has an extensive experience of teaching and preparing the students for their board exams. So today she'll be guiding us on how to pump up our science preparation in the remaining last weeks. So Ms. Jhalak, welcome. Thank you so much for your time. I know that these days you are very busy with the students. So before starting the session, I would just like you to introduce yourself a little uh, regarding your teaching experience.
So, first of all, hello everyone, and hello, ma'am, to you as well. And thank you for this platform. First of all, I just want to say. And the second thing is obviously, I just want to introduce myself. So, my name is Jhalak Gupta, and I did my BTech from Electronics and Communication. And then I switched to teaching. And it is actually, it's about 5 years I am going through with teaching only. So as you know, with the science is my favorite subject, so obviously science, according to science, we are going with the travel of science. So this is what is actually my introduction. And as we are here together to have the introduction as well as some kind of strategies that could be discussed about science.
Correct, correct. So we'll be focusing more on like as like hardly not even a month has been left for the science exam. So how do we go about it? So we know that science is one of the extensive subjects board exams में उसमें physics है, chemistry है, biology है, जो अपने आप में भी unique subjects हैं.
Right.
So are there any particular sections या chapters जो आप बहुत strongly recommend करते हो अपने students को कि please make sure that these chapters are thorough to you, which are more scoring, जहाँ से questions ज़्यादा आते हैं जो बिल्कुल भी miss नहीं करना है from the students and exam perspective.
Okay. So as we know, NEP is going on, right? तो गवर्नमेंट ने एक नई पॉलिसी स्टार्ट की है, दैट इज नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी. आई थिंक एवरीवन इज अवेयर ऑफ इट, राइट?
Correct,
तो
yes.
एक्चुअली इसका मोटिव गवर्नमेंट का यही है कि दे हैव टू प्रोवाइड अ बेस्ट creativity and analytical thinking, right? So that after grade 10 you will be having some vocational courses too, right? So that after
Mhm.
those main subjects, the students can also choose the vocational subjects, right? So that's why as according to NEP, the things are being divided. Now the chapters has been divided into 5 parts, 5 categories, right? So the first category is the chemical substance, second is world of living, next natural phenomena, then the fourth one is effect of current, and then natural resources. तो सबसे ज्यादा बेस्ट चीज जो है इसमें, सबसे ज्यादा चैप्टर जो हम लोगों को फोकस करना चाहिए, दैट इज इफेक्ट ऑफ करेंट्स, विच इज ऑफ 13 मार्क्स, जो एक्चुअली 13 मार्क्स का होता है. तो इसमें जो इफेक्ट्स ऑफ करेंट्स में हमारे जो चैप्टर्स आते हैं वो एक्चुअली में मैग्नेटिज्म एंड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आता है, राइट? तो जो सबसे ज्यादा मार्क्स कैरी करता है, it takes at least 13 marks. So 2 chapters, 13 marks. So obviously we have to work first on this chapter. Next is the world of living, जिसमें हमारा पूरा optics cover होता है. like human eye and the colorful world, and the
Hmm.
second chapter is the light. So ये दोनों ही मार्क्स नेचुरल फिनोमिना चैप्टर जो आपका आई और जो ये सारी चीजें बताता है वो 12 मार्क्स का है. सो एटलीस्ट 13 and 12 हाफ ऑफ द चैप्टर इज कवरिंग इन 4 चैप्टर्स. तो 4 चैप्टर्स में ही ये सारी चीजें कवर हो रही है. दैट मीन्स ऑप्टिक्स, द फुल ऑप्टिक्स, दैट इज लाइट. Second is your human eye and the colorful world. Then we are having current and then magnetism. So 4 chapters we are having at least for 25 marks.
Okay.
Rest we know that
It
20
is
marks
good.
is internal. Next,
Hmm.
other chapters are for the other 50 marks. So हमारे 25 marks के chapters सबसे जो major chapters हैं वो है magnetic effects of electric current, light in human eye, carbon and its compounds, and the other one is this human eye, right? So these are the very, very most important chapter that a person, that a child should cover during the time of examination. The first thing, the first priority basically.
Because they are the most scoring ones, and
Yeah.
when you are thorough with these chapters, so मतलब you are free, मतलब ये subjects अच्छे से
Right,
thorough कर लिए तो फिर
right,
score
right.
करने के
Yeah,
chances, हाँ, correct,
correct.
correct. So, but I'm sure, like I remember all these concepts, I read them long back, and they were very uh, one of the
Yeah,
difficult ones also,
correct.
though
Obviously.
weightage ज़्यादा है,
Hmm.
yes. So,
That's why the
मतलब
weightage is more.
correct, correct. So from exam point of view, like how do you suggest, like how should the students take notes? Because note becomes very handy. Last
Right,
के दिन या last का एक
right.
week है जब वो gap days मिलते हैं, तो क्या strategy होनी चाहिए बच्चों की notes बनाने की, या किस तरीके से उनको use करना चाहिए notes को?
Basically, notes, what we are doing. For example, if we started with the first chapter, तो first chapter के notes हमें तभी prepare करना start कर देना चाहिए when we are going through that chapter, right? Because जब हम starting में chapters पढ़ते हैं, जो teacher हमें पढ़ाता है, what they are teaching, they will give each and every point of discussion. आपको एक और एक point का discussion मिलेगा. So whatever the strong points are there, they have to make the notes at that time only, so that once the revision is being done, whatever is missing you can add on, and the same time you can also revise the chapter as well, right? So I
Correct.
think the best strategy is that when you are going through the chapter on the first time, the very first time, you have to start making your notes from that only.
Hmm. Because anyway, the notes are something which you have
That's
written.
right.
मतलब teacher has explained in his or her language, but this is what you have understood from the teacher or from the book. So वो आपको recollect करना बहुत easy होता है कि okay, I must have thought this at that point of time, इसलिए मैंने ऐसे लिखा हुआ है.
Right, right. So that means it is really very important. As you know, notes are very important. It will come very interesting, means it is very important when we are talking about the end of the month, end of the session, the board exams,
Correct.
right? At that time, तो ये उस वक्त बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है, और आप ये भी पता कर सकते हो कि आपने क्या मिस कर दिया, आपका क्या चीज रह गई. तो दैट इज ऑल वेरी राइट.
So what kind of things like आप अपने बच्चों को, because note writing also या note making is also a skill.
या
मतलब I think the students who are good in making notes, उनका revision और recollection बहुत easy होता है. तो what are the certain things जो आप अपने बच्चों को बोलते हो कि when you are going through the chapter, so please make sure कि ये चीजें तो आप important mark करके चलो ही, या इन
तो
sections पर आप ध्यान दो.
as per according to the chapters, we are having some main topics and some major subtopics, right? जब कोई भी टीचर पढ़ाता है तो वो उसको हाईलाइट करता है, right? फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम एक चैप्टर का एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इलेक्ट्रिक करंट, राइट? तो उसमें सीरीज एंड पैरेलल सर्किट्स आते हैं जिनके आपके फुल डायग्रामेटिक एंड दे आर हैविंग सम एक्सप्लेनेशन, राइट? कुछ उसका थ्योरीज भी है, एंड वी आर हैविंग सम न्यूमेरिकल्स एंड थ्योरम्स बेस्ड ऑन इट, राइट? टीचर पहले से ही बोलता है दिस इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड इसके बेसिस पर न्यूमेरिकल विल बी कमिंग कंपल्सरी. तो बच्चा क्या होता है जब नोट्स बनाता है तो वो पहले से ही उसको इम्पोर्टेंट टिक करके रख लेता है दैट यस दिस इज हाउ वी हैव टू पुट. यस, इसमें हाफ पार्ट टीचर का भी होता है. इट इज डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द टीचर एज वेल दैट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ व्हाट थिंग्स ही और शी इज स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंडिंग टू द child at that time. So child will understand and they can thoroughly go through those concepts. Secondly, child has also, when he was going, तो उसको लगना चाहिए कि हाँ ये टॉपिक है and when the teacher is saying this topic is important, so he has to mark at that time only, right? So 50-50% criteria will go, means 50% will be for the teacher and 50% for the student as well. Obviously teacher will be a big hand and supporter for providing the way to the child.
Correct. So, this is one thing, but like for formulae and for theorems and also, do you suggest to write them separately कि easily revision हो जाए, या उसको आपको chapter के साथ ही include करना है, revise everything together? What do you suggest to the students?
Basically, I will suggest that you should write down with the chapters only. Do not write down separately so that you will understand. But yes, अगर आप चाहते हो कि नहीं मुझे ये थोड़ा सा कम पसंद है या मुझे कम आता है, तो in that case, what you can do, you can write down separately. That is according to the choice. For example, जब स्टूडेंट पढ़ता है तो वो अपने वीक पॉइंट्स एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स को लेकर चलता है, राइट? दे आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ दे आर हैविंग एनी काइंड ऑफ वीक पॉइंट, सो आई थिंक द वीकेस्ट पॉइंट शुड बी रिटन फर्स्ट so that could be covered first, and then strongest point भी हमारे पास है, right? And the other thing, if they are talking about theory, numericals, whatever, तो वो एक chapter का note है, तो वो उसी के साथ ही होना चाहिए. For example, electricity if I am talking about.
So, and like because we did the revision, we have been through the chapters. Are there any major changes in the exam pattern which we need to be mindful, or which the student, because usually वो previous year question papers करते हैं, उससे हो सकता है कि इस बार कुछ changes हो exam pattern में. So, are there any changes which you would like to highlight?
Yeah, basically changes, obviously अभी तक के class grades 10th grade को पता होगा, but now when we are talking for the 9th grade who is coming to the 10th grade, so yes, कुछ add on किया गया है. As per मैंने अभी पहले भी बोला था, NEP is going on, so they used to have some creativity in their paper making pattern, right? So that वो vocational subjects पे भी थोड़ा सा focus कर पाए, right? तो अभी जो strategical describe हुआ है वो ये हुआ है कि they are having a 20% of objective and 40% for the short and long answers. So basically they are giving 40% for competency based questions, 20% objective type, and 40% for short questions and long questions. So basically जो ये criteria हो गया marks का, वो हो गया 1 mark के questions 20 marks, 20 questions होंगे, and 6 questions are for 2 marks, then 7 questions for 3 marks, and 3 questions from 4 marks, and 3 questions for 5 marks. So basically there are 38 questions consisting of 80 marks paper, and the 20 marks are internal.
Internal, yes.
So this is what they have made. The changes are competency based questions are also adding on the other part, right?
So what are the questions like which you suggest कि वो तो बच्चे को attempt करना ही करना चाहिए, because I think objectives would be like MCQ would be one type which you would be suggesting. Apart from that जितने भी question type हैं, so which question type you suggest to the students कि बच्चों ये तो पहले कर ही लो अपने exam में, then go to the next section or those kind of questions if you can.
So basically the questions which are coming like analytical thinking questions, these are very important and very easy questions, right? Science का question जो paper आता है वो actually इतना easy नहीं होता जितना वो पढ़ने में easy लगता है. उसका reason the questions are in the twisted form. The question will be placed in a twisting form. मतलब पूछा हम जो पढ़ते हैं उस क्वेश्चन को वो बिल्कुल ट्विस्ट करके बच्चे को देते हैं, राइट? तो जिससे क्या होता है कि आंसर तो सेम है, बट द चाइल्ड गॉट कंफ्यूज्ड कि ये क्वेश्चन तो हमने पढ़ा ही नहीं है, बट एक्चुअली इट इज ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट, राइट? तो मेरा क्वेश्चन का मतलब मेरा जो कहना है वो ये होगा कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हेन यू आर हैविंग अ रीडिंग टाइम फॉर 15 minutes, right? Those 15 minutes में you are having some sections, right? So when you are reading that question paper in those 15 minutes, choose your best section, right? हो सकता है कि किसी एक बच्चे का बेस्ट सेक्शन 1 mark का हो, किसी एक बच्चे का सेक्शन 3 mark का हो, जिसमें उसे सारे क्वेश्चंस बहुत स्ट्रांगली आते हो, right? If they are asking for the same, for example, I am the student, I have to give the paper. So मेरा strong जो अभी section जा रहा है वो है 2 mark का question. So I have to first attempt and first focus on the paper that is the section B, right? उसके सारे questions attempt करें, then so on in an increasing order, right? तो वो चीज़ ऑर्डर में रखेंगे। तो बेसिकली हमें वो 15 मिनट्स जो हमको मिल रहे हैं वो हमें प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज करने हैं, एंड देन वी हैव टू सेलेक्ट एट दैट टाइम ओनली कि विच इज योर स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट पॉइंट टू अटेम्प्ट, because when the examiner is checking the copy, you'll be having a very good impression when you are going through the section, right? So I think at that time we should use that time, हमें वो टाइम जो 15 मिनट्स का है वो बहुत अच्छे से यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए, so that properly हम लोग पता लग सके हमें कि एटलीस्ट हमें कौन सा सेक्शन पहले अटेंड करना है।
So it is very important कि हम judiciously वो 15 minutes use करें, और जो भी हमारी strength है उसके हिसाब से वो करें। And I really like the point जहाँ आपने बोला कि the first impression matters even in board exams, कि अगर आपके starting के 10 क्वेश्चन अच्छे हैं, 5 क्वेश्चन आपने बड़े अच्छे से प्रेजेंट करे हुए हैं, so examiner का वो impression बन जाता है that the child is good, he must have done the complete paper in a nice manner.
Correct. So now the examiner will think, हाँ, he know the answer, she know the answer. I think अब आगे में उस तरीके से जाएगा कि हाँ, he know the concept, she know the concept. So I think that is the best idea. और उसके बाद हम increasing order में ही जाए. For example, section B is very good. Then after that, section C is good. Then do with the section C, right? And if you're not sure with the another section, just go with the last, right?
And when we utilized our reading time, we decided which section is good for us and we went and started doing that section. But जब हम exam write करते हैं, there are certain when a board examiner, especially when they check the copies, there are certain criteria which they look for in an answer. For example, when they are checking the numericals, there are certain things जो वो देखेंगे. चलो, right answer is one thing, but क्या क्या चीजें हैं, similarly diagrams हैं. तो कुछ ऐसी एग्जाम राइटिंग टिप्स इफ यू कैन शेयर विच विल हेल्प द स्टूडेंट्स कि जो उनको आता है वो इतने अच्छे से प्रेजेंट कर सके कि एटलीस्ट इन दोस क्वेश्चंस दे गेट फुल मार्क्स.
ओके, so basically let us talk about numericals first. Obviously science में जो एग्जाम आता है वो उसमें that is numerical based also, right? तो अब जो numerical based की बात करते हैं तो उसमें obviously step marking is there. If you are going through a step, properly step should be there. For example, आपने सिर्फ आंसर लिख दिया, examiner will not go on that. उनको एक properly steps चाहिए. For example, if you are doing any question like take us an example of electricity, right? तो उन्होंने कोई question किया, उन्होंने heat पूछा, right? Heat is equals to I square RT. So you have to first mention the formula that H is equals to I square RT. I is given, R is given, T is given. Then you have to put the formula to find out H, right? So this is how we have to go step by step. Then the second thing is that when you have put your answer, आपका आंसर आ गया है, उसके बाद you have to put what like you have find out heat. So what is the unit of heat? Heat का unit आपको उस value के साथ, numerical value के साथ लिखना है, because half marks is also adding on by the board examiners for that, right? तो वो भी half marks उस चीज का add करते हैं. तो basically for numericals we have to go step by step. Step marking is there with answer and the unit 2. Next, when we are talking about diagrams, तो science is basically वहाँ diagrams ज़्यादातर बनाने के लिए नहीं आते, right? They are giving the whole diagram, वो diagram देते हैं, and they are giving for a labeling. Labelings के लिए आते हैं, और उनमें से वो कोई भी quickly they are asking for the 2 or 3 this one. किसी का भी वो function पूछ लेंगे, whatever they are asking. So instead of what I will recommend is that कि आप diagrams कर रहे हैं तो labelings should be very good. You should know the exact place, right? तो diagrams में obviously diagrams numerical ये तो exam में आने ही आने हैं, मतलब it is properly done कि आपको 3-4 marks का ये चीज मिलेगा ही मिलेगा आपके पेपर में, right? And the diagram if it is coming, then you have to just labeling के लिए आएगा, and you have to just put the A B C D whatever the labels are there and explain according to that. Rest कभी कभी क्या होता है कि इस क्वेश्चन में उन्होंने पूछा but they have not mentioned the diagram, but you think कि इसमें diagram का requirement है, तो I think you have to make the diagram to show. Sometimes क्या होता है कि हम वो चीज explain नहीं कर पाते हैं. The examiner want that should be properly with a label diagram. The person can give the answer, the marks into it. So instead, if you're not well in writing, you can also draw a diagram to show the same concept, right? So इससे
I
क्या
think electricity वाले जो questions होते हैं उनमें if you draw the circuit and
correct,
tell
right?
them, so then
Even light too,
yes.
even light too. And
Correct.
some like कार्बन एंड इट्स कंपाउंड्स की बात करें तो उसमें कुछ कार्बन चेन्स आती हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. तो अगर आप उसको ड्रॉ करते हो तो एग्जामिनर विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू नो द कॉन्सेप्ट, आपको कॉन्सेप्ट
Correct.
पता है, राइट? तो इफ यू फील दैट कि आपको लगता है कि इस क्वेश्चन में देयर इज अ नीड, so you can go with that, right? You have to make a you can explain, you can express your views to the examiner with the help of the diagram too, right? So
And
basically
what
this
about
is
when we write long answer questions? मतलब कुछ key points होते हैं कि जो include करें then it will be good.
ओके. बेसिकली ये जो लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस का कॉन्सेप्ट है अब फॉलो नहीं होता साइंस में. अगर हमारा 5 मार्क का क्वेश्चन आता है तो उसमें दे आर गिविंग द पार्ट्स, एटलीस्ट 2 और 3 मैक्सिमम पार्ट्स ही होते हैं. तो वो जो लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन का कॉन्सेप्ट है कि हमें 5 या एक पूरा पैराग्राफ या ये सब कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. नाउ दे आर आस्किंग फॉर वर्ड टू वर्ड, लाइन टू लाइन और 3 or 4 सेंटेंसेस और समहाउ 3 पॉइंट्स. इससे ज्यादा कोई भी क्वेश्चंस नहीं पूछता है. तो इफ दे आर आस्किंग फॉर द 5 मार्क क्वेश्चन, सो दे आर स्प्लिटिंग अप इनटू 3 पार्ट्स और 2 पार्ट्स अकॉर्डिंग टू द नंबर, राइट? तो आई थिंक in science it is very important to have the point to point answer, word to word answer, sentence to sentence answer, whatever they are asking in the question. So basically no full length of things are required or to be explained for the examiner, क्योंकि उसको जो वो एक point चाहिए ना, that is it, right? अगर can't need photosynthesis तो आप photosynthesis का process लिख दोगे, उससे कुछ नहीं होगा. आप सिर्फ एक photosynthesis word लिखोगे, he need that.
Correct.
So that is important.
And I think that will save the time and help you to complete the paper. Correct, also. Right.
We are having 38 questions and the part 2.
So what about like numericals हैं, ये सब है तो जो जब आप पेपर रिवाइज करते हो स्पेशली तब क्या क्या चीज है, मतलब ऑफ कोर्स यू मस्ट बी टेलिंग योर स्टूडेंट्स की एक बार मेक श्योर कि रिवीजन का टाइम बचे आपके पास. सो उस टाइम व्हाट डू यू सजेस्ट दैट शुड दे गो वर्ड बाय वर्ड विद एवरी आंसर और क्विकली ग्लांस थ्रू, कैसे अप्रोच रहनी चाहिए पेपर रिवीजन की?
When for example right now the exams are coming, so when they are going for a revision, so सबसे पहले अपने strong points उठाइए because they are quickly revised. आपको पता है ये मुझे आता है, you can revise it and then move to the weak one. It will take time, but yes definitely जो आपने 7-8 chapters कर लिए हैं, now you are having a few chapters left. So एक overburden feel नहीं होगा, स्टूडेंट भी ना ओवरबर्डन कि हाँ भाई एग्जाम है, वहाँ एग्जाम देना है, ये सब. तो ये सब ना होने के इससे अच्छा है कि पहले वो अपना स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट पॉइंट उठा के कंप्लीट करो एंड देन मूव टू द वीकेस्ट पॉइंट. नाउ यू विल बी हैविंग अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू रिवाइज दोस वीकेस्ट पॉइंट. तो इससे क्या होगा कि ओवरबर्डन फील नहीं करेगा स्टूडेंट. ऑब्वियसली ये टाइम ऐसा होता है कि वो सोचते हैं हाँ बोर्ड्स हैं, वी हैव टू गो टू द अदर सेंटर, we have to face other teachers, a paper, nobody will explain. So these are the things, the points which is coming. So obviously ये सारी चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए. So first is अपना strongest point prove करो, then move to the weakest point.
Correct. So I think what I could understand is during when you are preparing, then right. At the time of preparation आपको weak points cover करने जितने आप कर सको, बट व्हेन यू आर रिवाइजिंग एंड व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग द पेपर तो जो भी आपके स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स हैं उनको पकड़कर फोकस ऑन दैट सो दैट यू डू देम द बेस्ट वे पॉसिबल. Correct. Yes.
Utilization of proper utilization of time.
So
strategies should also be there. For example, if you are having 3-4 days, so make a chart, make a plan according to it. कि हाँ मुझे इतने दिन में ये chapters, हाँ ये मेरे 10 chapters हैं, which is very good. So you can go through that. Rest, the 3 chapters are remaining. You can give 2 days for that. So basically, these all are covered fully in those 3-4 days when you are planning properly.
But I think the time that we are sitting in, बहुत सारे बच्चों ने preparation already कर ली होगी. Now they would be in the revision phase. हाँ, so are there any certain material या कुछ books या something that कुछ material which you would suggest them कि if they go through them that probably it will be helpful for them to do the revision and get used to the exam thing?
basically what I recommend is like everyone is aware, I think now, that evergreen book is there together with many sample paper, question papers, question bank. Many things are available for evergreen as well. Together with us also Lakshmi Singh, very good book. It means they have given a full lot of explanation in that topic. अगर आप चाहते हो कि मुझे पूरा full explanation चाहिए, then you can go with that book. Otherwise, NCERT exemplar is there, and then NCERT book. I think NCERT book is the best book to understand. अगर कोई उसको समझ जाता है बहुत अच्छे से, तो the every line is having their own meaning, right? And yes, if you want to go deep study for that, you can. I strongly recommend for Together with this Lakshmi Singh, right? And then we are having lot of sample paper for evergreen and Together with as well. They are very good. And we have to also go with the previous year's question so that we can have some idea as well कि actually में पहले क्या पूछा गया था, इस question को इस तरीके से twist किया गया है और इस question को इस तरीके से भी पूछा जा सकता है, तो इससे आपको idea लग जाएगा that this question will be twisted, it will not be in the form of fully like आपसे आपको सीधा question दे दिया, ऐसा नहीं होगा. Like this.
Previous question paper से I have heard like बहुत सारे बच्चों की अप्रोच रहती है कि मैक्सिमम प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स कर लो, भले ही टेक्स्ट बुक थोड़ी सी कम पढ़ो, प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स कर लो एंड देन गाइड से देख लो आंसर्स, जस्ट मग अप एवरीथिंग. सो डू यू रिकमेंड दैट काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजी, या जो बच्चे अभी तक ऐसा कर रहे हैं और दे हैव दैट इन माइंड, सो व्हाट विल यू सजेस्ट टू दोज सेट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स?
See, students, we are of different kinds.
Correct.
Right. Obviously, we are having average student, we are having middle one, we are having the stronger one, those who want कि नहीं हमें तो 100% चाहिए, right? अब 100% result के लिए you have to go with everything, right? So that is not important कि you are going with only those concepts like sample papers पे जाना है, previous year paper पे. हाँ, previous paper is giving you very help. You can understand what kind of questions are coming, from which chapter how many marks are including, right? मतलब कितने marks include हो रहे हैं, क्या है, ये आपको पता लग जाएगा. Questions तो repeat नहीं होते. They never repeat, but yes, they got changed, right? They got changed. They are having some different criteria. They are having some they mold the questions, right? Answer सेम हो सकता है, लेकिन they mold the question कि the student get confused. तो I think अगर ये strategy पे जाना है तो इस strategy के लिए भी हमें पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा. So basically, if you want to start with the things, so the brilliant child will go with study and then with the question paper too. Everything is important, but according to step by step. First you have to go with the chapter, then notes, then revision, then the last sample papers and all like this.
I think the tips were really helpful. One thing, like, what is one thing that you tell your students probably, जो आप बताते हो अपने बच्चों को कि प्लीज ये तो करना ही करना है आपको पेपर में, या फिर a day before exam when you wish them luck. So what is one thing that you tell your students that
basically in the questions, if I'm talking about, so in questions, like every chapter is having some important parts, right? Like in light, we are having ray diagrams, we are having some properties. So उन्हीं के basis पे questions आएंगे. Then human eye, myopic, hypermetropic, these all are important, but they are having some different questions. Analytical thinking questions will come, right? Same magnetic effects and electricity, numerical will definitely come, right? And like chemical reactions, decomposition, combination, they all are important. Redox, every time they will ask, right? And from coordination means biology is basically we will be having a diagrams. So अब तक आप notice करोगे तो when we are having the diagrams अगर हमारे पास आते हैं तो वो majorly biology से होंगे, right? Biology के बाद physics, अगर physics basically जितना भी आता है वो सारा numerical में आ जाता है. They are deciding like this, right? So if they are going with if you are going with diagrams, so strongly recommending that you have to go with biology chapters diagrams first priority, right? And then numericals obviously you have to do. So diagrams, numericals and some questions and the topics that I discussed right now, ये तो जरूर ही exams में आएंगे. It will definitely come into the exams, right? And the other thing obviously the student is really very much like they think obviously ki exams hain or they are under pressure, right? तो
Correct.
इसलिए भी
Yes.
पहले से ही वो प्रेशर में होते हैं. So obviously I just want to say that do not get panic, and
Hmm.
you have to do meditation at least for 2 to 3 minutes every day so that you will be feel fresh, right, calm, right, and motivate yourself first, and then start your whole day, right? अपना पूरा दिन
Correct.
start करो, and that is very important, and that is what I can say.
Correct. बिकॉज आई थिंक बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ये प्रेशर होता है कि बहुत सारे बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जिनके प्री बोर्ड्स अच्छे नहीं गए होते हैं. दे आर
Correct.
अंडर लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर, बट आई थिंक they get lot of time, like 1.5 months or 2 months between their pre-boards and boards, and they should consider कि boards are like a clean slate. बोर्ड में नहीं पता, प्रोबेबली स्कूल में आपकी टीचर को पता है कौन सा बच्चा अच्छा है कौन सा नहीं है, वो कॉन्सेप्शन बने हुए हैं, बट फॉर अ बोर्ड एग्जामिनर इट्स जस्ट अ शीट ऑफ आंसर्स विच दे आर लुकिंग. उनको नहीं पता किसने
Yeah.
दिया है क्या नहीं. Everyone has equal opportunity. It's like a clean slate for everyone. So probably you can be matlab, don't undermine yourself, you can also do good.
Yeah,
I
right.
think that kind of mentality is very important.
Correct. So that's why I strongly say that you should give at least 5 minutes when you're starting your day. For example, in the
Hmm.
morning, it is very important to just go through deep towards yourself so that you can meditate, right? You can have 5 minutes so that you can understand, you can strategize yourself, motivate yourself at that time. Because
Hmm.
when you are under pressure, you cannot do anything.
Correct. Correct.
So I
Hmm. Like, that's
always
a
recommend.
very nice thing that like during meditation prepare yourself for the day, that how my
Correct.
day is going to be, because only you are going to control your day, no one else can do
Correct.
that.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chalak. Like, I think we got a lot of insights and the students must have benefited. For the larger benefit of the students, I will be picking the important tips from the entire session. And in 1 or 2 days, I will be posting them on our handle
Yeah.
also. So the
Right.
students who have missed certain part of the session, they can go through that post where we'll be posting all the important things that we have covered today. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so
Thank you
much. Yeah.
so
Take
much.
care.
Yeah. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All the best for your exams. Bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice day.